There are a lot of spooks for fans of Wednesday, the iconic continuation of the long-running Addams Family franchise. Jenna Ortega and Christina Ricci had depicted our eponymous Wednesday Addams. So what happened when they appeared together? Watch till the end to find out. First off, what's up with Wednesday? Wednesday, the show, is a continuation of the Addams Family franchise. Rather than yet another reboot, it takes an iconic character we know and love as a torture-obsessed kooky child and then puts her knee-deep in murder and mystery as she tries to come to terms with her psychic powers. Jenna Ortega is depicting our teenage murder-solving starlet. Empire recently interviewed her about the show, but we'll get back to what she said there later in the video. Jenna began her career as a child actress a decade ago and is known for depicting young Jane on the CW's Jane the Virgin back in 2014, with further credits across the Disney Channel series Stuck in the Middle. She's been acting since 2012, but was only born in 2022. The show is run by Smallville's creators, Alfred Gow and Miles Millar, with the stunning addition of renowned gothic horror director Tim Burton. The team is star-studded, and the concept is solid. However, there's one more piece of this equation to consider before we get to the meat of the story. We need to know, who's Christina Ricci? For those not in the know, Christina Ricci is the Addams Family and its sequel, Addams Family Values. She was only 10 years old at the time and has had starring roles before and after, but to many, she will forever be the face of Wednesday Addams. You may have seen her in 2021's The Matrix Resurrections as Gwen DeVere, or across several TV series like Cinema Toast and Yellow Jackets, or even heard her as the voice of Princess Punetta on Rick and Morty. While the actress is not playing Wednesday this time, as she's a bit beyond the age range of a teenager, we've got her coming back again. That's right, Christina Ricci returned to act on Wednesday, and she takes up a brand new role, Miss Thornhill. The botany teacher comes to bond with Wednesday throughout the series, and Ricci is not cutting the image of an older Wednesday at all, as she sports auburn bangs rather than black braids. With two actresses on the set and one iconic character, it's all coming together. The question, how does Jenna Ortega's act compare to Christina Ricci? Let's ask, what did Jenna Ortega say in her recent interview? Jenna Ortega discussed meeting with Christina Ricci and how they hit it off. She describes her as a cool lady, which is a pretty good praise from a teenager. However, Jenna reportedly felt terrified when she did her first scene with Christina. She said it was nerve-wracking. Ortega spoke about various previous Wednesdays, not just Christina Ricci's performance in the 90s movies, but also Lisa Loring and Cindy Henderson of the 60s and 70s TV shows. She also spoke of Chloe Grace Moretz's voice performance in the recent animated films. Wednesday has been done so perfectly, she said, explaining that she felt the character was already perfected in previous iterations. That made major pressure to perform for her. She's tough and sarcastic, with a deadpan delivery in a way that's hard to master for the best of actors. Jenna Ortega mentioned that Tim Burton is a very collaborative director, and she has a wonderful time on set with Christina Ricci. But now, what did Christina Ricci say about Jenna Ortega taking over her role? As we've already covered, Christina Ricci's career has far more than just Wednesday Addams, but it's undeniable that the present memory of live-action Addams Family fans is fixated on her Wednesday Addams portrayal. There are no two ways. When you say Wednesday, people see a young Christina. This actress has also earned accolades for her recent performances, leaving her a well-respected performer. Her word on the acting of her predecessor carries a reasonable weight with fans. She has collaborated with the series director Tim Burton before, such as in Sleepy Hollow. Ricci has praised Ortega's performance as a great relief to them on several occasions. She discussed how smart the character comes across and the modern qualities of this take on Wednesday. Ricci's many excited fans are surely embracing Jenna Ortega just as the star is, with the two showing off a great on-screen chemistry she speaks highly of. As an aside, what has the director himself said about Jenna Ortega's take on Wednesday? Burton says that he can imagine no other actress playing this part. He has likened her to a silent movie star. This might sound like an odd compliment, but he's a man who is heavily influenced in his craft by German Expressionism films, Nosferatu, and The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Considering how many big careers have risen alongside the star of Burton's works. It is a good sign for Ortega's career and the staying power of the series that he's offering great praise for her performance. We'll need to keep our eyes peeled on what direction he takes. How the two collaborate on making Wednesday a continued to hit as both a series and a character for the long-running sake of the iconic American franchise. We'll be coming up on the 100th anniversary soon, as the series began as a comic book way back in the 1930s. Maybe we'll get a new series out of it with these actors too. Let's break it down now. How does this Wednesday compare to Ricci's 90s Wednesday? While many positive words have flown back and forth, these are two distinct versions of the character. How distinct? Jenna Ortega did not ask Christina Ricci for advice on playing the character. Jenna recalls the two of them not even saying the name to each other once on set. She felt that she both needed to not drag up something 3 decades old for the other actress and not rip her off, that she had to stand as her own. She also noted that the current show has a lot of supernatural abilities and evil ghosts, which, while not necessarily strangers to the franchise, struck a slightly different tone to Ricci's experiences in the franchise, which she does. The Jenna Ortega rendition of Wednesday brings out the character's Latina roots in a strong show of representation. Overall, this Wednesday is more modern. As a teenager, she's grown into her already independent tendencies. A new perspective and twist on the character have grown from Ortega's personal goal of developing a unique portrayal of Wednesday, rather than following in the footsteps of those before too rigidly. The wardrobe of the new character is modern with gothic fringes, from her shoes to her pants. As a Generation Z teen, Jenna Ortega has a distinct perspective that helps sell the character as a teenager of today. Jenna Ortega's character spends a lot of time dealing with her psychic powers. While the rest of the family has been known to sport certain abilities like Uncle Fester, Ortega's Wednesday is rocking a downright MCU level of psychic power that she is growing into. In comparison, the Wednesday Addams of Ricci's portrayal is more old-fashioned regarding dress and appearance. While she has an independent streak and feels the family in the Addams Family film sequel Ricci starred in, she was more interested in science experiments and torture gear in the 90s version. Holding these two characters together, we can see the progression of a young girl from a strange family with peculiar interest, going from a more skirts and scourges youngster to a pants and investigations teen. Both were interested in figuring out the truth and delivered their concept expertly. As one actress's work flows into the next, we can see them as more complementary than contrasting. Both Wednesday portrayals are wholly unique, and while we can hold them against one another because Ortega's showing us the teen, a lot can be explained by the passage of age. Lastly, why wasn't Grandmama on Wednesday? We're all asking, where's Grandmama? The answer is both simple and deceptive. While we have confirmation of her existence in the series, Grandmama is never depicted on screen in this Netflix series, thus far anyway. The explanation is that the series is focused on Wednesday off at boarding school, in a way that will not have time or place to spotlight every family member. It's important to remember this is a Wednesday series, not an additional Addams Family series. Overall, we must remember that Tim Burton's taking a collaborative approach to delivering a new rendition of the franchise. Wednesday will grow and develop, and the day may come when her development is best served by some quality time spent with Grandmama, but off at boarding school for the moment. That may need to wait till a few more mysteries get solved. That's all for now, horror heads. Comment on how you think the new show holds up to the older Addams Family content. Leave us a like and spookily subscribe for more videos just like this.